If you have donated and have not received your video, shoot me an email. And also, make sure to check your spam folder. Thank you.
And then I heard Jesse Jackson say, he told me, Jesse, take our people onto the mountaintop. And that didn't bother me, even though I know Jesse got nowhere near him. And then Jesse said, I held his head in my hand while he died. And that didn't get to me. And then Jesse said, look at my shirt. And I looked around, sure enough, and Jesse Jackson's shirt was drenched in blood. And I realized the only way Jesse could have gotten that blood was stoop down on that floor at the Lorraine Motel and rake that blood off that floor and put that blood on him. And I went crazy. I really tried to kill Jesse.
And that's Jesse and Martin right there, and Jesse at the city council in Chicago with the turtleneck on with the so-called blood of Martin King shirt. But Jesse had on a turtleneck and Ben Branch had on a turtleneck, and the key to that was that the argument was over Jesse not wearing a tie.
One of the most contentious conspiracy theories surrounding the assassination of King is the claim that some of his close friends may have played a role in the assassination plot. Court documents allege that one or two African-American ministers who were with King during his final hours could be implicated in the assassination plot. Reports suggest that a room change initiated by someone in King's entourage before their arrival at the Lorraine Motel may have intentionally put him in the line of fire, allowing a potential shooter to line a clear shot. Additionally, some accounts assert that King was lured onto the balcony's edge by a member of his own group, presumably to give a Memphis police sharpshooter a better target. The Justice Department has denied these claims. However, the same Justice Department has withheld the identities of its undercover agents and informants during its court proceedings. Although these identities are often redacted, it is known that multiple informants and agents were present at the scene during King's assassination. For instance, Morrell McCullough, an undercover agent who had infiltrated the group Invaders, was a member of the Memphis Police Department and later joined the CIA. A photograph taken moments after King's assassination shows him kneeling by Martin Luther King's body. According to FBI official documents, another informant was reportedly in the motel courtyard when King was shot. This unidentified individual was part of King's entourage, having shopped with fellow ministers James Bevel and James Orange before heading to the Lorraine Hotel at 5 p.m. The identity of this informant raises questions. If Bevel and Orange are named, who was the third person in King's inner circle who witnessed the murder? Eyewitness accounts indicate that when the shots rang out, many thought they sounded like firecrackers.
And I heard this thing say, "Pow!" And I honestly thought someone had thrown a firecracker into the air.
Now, that's Andy saying police, that's Andy saying the rooming house, and now on Turning Point, Andy says, I think maybe it came from the bushes. I don't think it came from the rooming house. I only thought when I pointed that way that it came from the rooming house. I watched Kyle say, you see them pointing that way? I pointed that way. I'm trying to figure out who is the first person to point that way.
Chicago, Detroit, Boston, New York. These are just a few of the cities in which the Negro anguish over Dr. King's murder, presumably by a white man, expressed itself in violent destruction.
Some buildings were put to the torch, while the looters stripped block after block of stores along 7th Street. Police made periodic sweeps up and down the street, tossing tear gas into the crowds, but that didn't deter the Negroes, and as soon as the officers got a block or so away, they resumed their pillaging, running from store to store to gather up everything they could get. It didn't matter then that the clothing might not fit. The important thing seemed to be that they were getting away with it, that the police could not stop them without shooting, and they quickly realized the officers would not shoot.
Quote, declassified FBI files. Quote, page 24. Our investigation disclosed that there were 5 paid confidential informants providing intelligence regarding the racial situation to the Memphis field office on a continuing basis. The intelligence coverage provided by these individuals related to the activities of the Nation of Islam Black Students Association at MSU, Students for a Democratic Society, Black Organizing Power, Black United Front, Afro-American Brotherhood, Invaders, and the Sanitation Workers' Strikes. There is no evidence that the activities of these informants related directly to Dr. King. Moreover, there is no evidence that would suggest that these informants were connected in any way to the assassination of Dr. King.
Referred to some press report that Mr. Muhammad had once been found guilty of contributing to the delinquency of a minor. He failed to explain purposely.
Between the years 1962 and 1963, Malcolm uncovered a scandal that would deepen his rift with Elijah Muhammad. The revelation that Muhammad had fathered at least 7 children with 6 different young women, all of whom had been excommunicated from the Nation of Islam. Although Malcolm neither publicized these findings nor sought to exploit them, his probing was considered an attack on Elijah Muhammad's integrity, leading to open hostility from the nation and his eventual estrangement. This is when, as Malcolm puts it, the nation and its members became outwardly antagonistic toward him. It is commonly believed that this discovery of the impregnated young women was at the heart of the rift between Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X. After the assassination of John F. Kennedy, Malcolm made a controversial remark, framing the assassination as chickens coming home to roost. A statement that brought him negative attention, and by proxy, the Nation of Islam.
And when I said chickens coming home to roost, chickens coming home to roost, I said the same thing.
But you did not say that you were glad the president was killed.
No, that's what the press said. What would I look like saying that I'm glad the president was killed?
As a supposed consequence of this statement, Malcolm was ultimately gag ordered for 90 days and put on suspension from speaking in public by Elijah Muhammad. Malcolm later stated that he believed that this punishment was used as a pretext to diminish his influence within the organization if he ever were to reveal the controversy surrounding Muhammad. After serving his suspension, Malcolm had officially defected from the nation.
And they admitted to me that Elijah Muhammad was the father of their children. And I took it to him. And it was at that time he told me that he was Muhammad, the prophet, and that Muhammad had 9 wives. He also told me that he was David. He was the modern David, and that he was the modern Solomon, and that it was meant for him to fulfill today all of the things that they did back there.
And how many of these illegitimate children did he father with the sisters?
Well, he made 6 sisters pregnant. They all had children. 2 of those 6 had 2 children. One of those 2 is having a child right now. I am told that there is a 7th sister who is supposed to be in Mexico right now, and she's supposed to be having a child by him.
By 1964, assassination attempts were being made on his life.
You mean he was going to kill you?
Oh, yes. One of them was, an attempt was made to get one of them to wire my car with an explosive. That one is with me right now. His followers are violent against Negroes.
Are you not, perhaps, afraid of what might happen to you as a result of making these revelations?
Oh, yes.
I probably am a dead man already.
It has long been believed that Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam were involved in the murder of Malcolm. But Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan has remained steadfast in his claim that Elijah Muhammad was not involved in the assassination, and furthermore states that he was told himself by Elijah Muhammad to leave him alone.
Malcolm went out of the nation We all were hurt. At least I can speak for myself. I loved him. Next to Elijah Muhammad, I didn't know anybody greater than Malcolm X. It hurt me that he would go out of the nation. But then the worst hurt was Malcolm going to Mike Wallace. We didn't incite that. Malcolm incited that in us. He would have been dead. He would never have lasted a year. Elijah Muhammad told us, leave him alone. Leave him alone. Told me to my face, leave him alone.